You are watching a special presentation from Tinkle Group Gaming. Hello guys, and welcome back to the Jello Cup Series. This is race number 31 here today from the Talladega Super Speedway. Today we present to you the YellaWood 500. I'm Brian here. Welcome back everyone. It has been a long 2.5 months since we've had a race here, and I am so glad we are back and we are ready to finish the season at a slower rate, unfortunately, but we're going to finish it here as we continue the round of 12, the danger round, because we just wrapped up Watkins Glen right before Labor Day, before everything came to a halt. And now we are ready to continue here with race number 2 in the round of 12. As Bradley Ream, he will start from the pole, and he is the guy who is in the playoffs. If he wins, he will advance to the round of 8 and not have to worry about what happens at the Charlotte Roval, which I'm sure many of these guys would love to do. Starting in second is Ali Liara in that number 77. I don't believe in the playoffs, but, trying to finish the season strong. Let me just say real quick, for those who have not been paying attention as to why we have not been racing as of late, if you're wondering why hasn't there been races, unfortunately, my graphics card on my computer died right as we were getting back from the Labor Day break. I had to save some money. Lo and behold, we got a new graphics card now. We're ready to go racing. And I just want to say thank you to everyone for remaining patient through this whole process, for wanting to continue the season. And I am so glad that we are back here. We are ready to go, and we are going to finish Jello Cup season number 9, the final season of this series. So I am so glad to announce that. Your support means so much to me. I don't get paid to do this. I do this for fun, and I do this for you guys, so it's, more than appreciated that you guys want to continue with this series. With that, let's take a break. Let's roll the intro. When we come back, we'll take the green flag here at Talladega in just a moment.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. Just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Here we go. The cars make their way through 3 and 4. And the pace car will peel off as we're ready to go racing for the first time in 2.5 months here in the Jello Cup Series. Usually that's the off season, but we had a mid-season pause. Bradley Ream, Ali Liara, they'll lead us to the Geico restart zone. Green flag waves. We're racing at Talladega. Calamity round continues as Bradley Ream will clear for the race lead with help from Dylan Young. Here comes that 14 of Brittany White back there. And if I'm stumbling on names, guys, it's been 2.5 months since I've recorded. So I'm still getting refreshed here on who's where and who's in the playoffs. I do have that list here, of course. Dylan Young will go to the race lead here on lap number 1. You see some 4 wide back there. That did not work in the truck race. It might not work here today. As to the line, Dylan Young will lead the opening lap. Of course, we will wrap up the round of 12. Next race at the Charlotte Roval. Of course, again, we are not announcing premiere times until after I record races. So that way, you guys know, hey, we're going to have a race this weekend, you know, like, so it's going to be all last second now, unfortunately, just because I just don't have the time to do this week to week like I used to. It may still be week to week, but it's not a guarantee, obviously. Of course, again, we go to the Charlotte Roval next. That'll end the round of 12. We will then kick off the round of 8. That'll be at Auto Club Speedway. We'll then go to Gateway in St. Louis, and then we'll go to Martinsville. And then we'll wrap up the season with race number 36 at Ricky Raceway. The race all these 12 drivers hope to make that are in the playoffs. They want to make it there so that way they can race for a championship. My apologies for not putting that up, but again, that is all coming your way very soon here on Tinkle Group Gaming as Dylan Young continues to lead here. He has firm control of it. Nikolai Sykes back there in second. You may notice some new colors on that number 7, as well as a few other cars in the field. Gainbridge, of course, jumping on with Spire. Of course, there are 2 Gainbridge cars in the field. The second one is that number 26, and he's a little ways back, but that is Chad Bedford, the rookie for Andretti Autosport. Dylan Young still leading. Here comes Daniel Voiles, the points leader, entering today. He would love to punch his ticket into that round of 8. The Subaru's also coming, the 65 and the 05. That's Dave and Brian James. Oh, I hear a wreck. The 11's involved, the 50 Aubrey Scott, 62 Michael Brown. And I saw someone else spun out there on the apron. There's the 15. Mark DeSoto, 47 Kevin Howard, 22 Mitchell Collins. And the first caution of the race has come out here on lap number 6. And let's go see what happened. 50 and the 22 just racing way too close to each other. Aubrey Scott then pinches the 22 into that 34 Alexander Underwood, and over goes the 15. This all happens mid-pack here. 62 then goes into the 47, and they're just piling in at that point. But see, Mitchell Collins' day comes to an end, as does Mark DeSoto's, it would appear, and a few others. Tough break. We'll take you back to the green in just a moment. Some of the leaders did pit under that caution. Unfortunately, two of the Penske guys out of this race, Mitchell Collins and the 12 of Jana Fogelman, both done for the day. Of course, this race, we usually don't have pit stops here on super speedways, but unfortunately this race is pretty long, so it does require one quick stop. Dylan Young leads as we're back underway here at Talladega. See that bottom lane get established, both the Fords, the 17 and the 41. You'll notice the 41 and the 14, they have those Talladega night paint schemes here today. Always great to see. One of the greatest movies all time in NASCAR. And of course, it's one of my favorite movies all time. I've probably seen it about 20,000 times through, as Kyler Anderson will go to the race lead. .42 Pretty Shaw back there. A little bit of a different paint scheme for her this week. And you see the 17 battling for the lead. Kyler Anderson, Dylan Young. Dylan Young not in the playoffs at the moment. Kyler Anderson is. If he wins, he does not have to worry about the Roval. No doubt that is the thought of some of these drivers entering here today. They see Watkins Glen as a missed opportunity. But Dylan Young has just been dominant so far in the early going. Here comes the 31 Aaron Jeter. And the 38 of Faith Cole. To the line, Faith Cole will lead it. Now the 05. Now the 05 of Brian James to the race lead. How's about that? The part-timer to the race lead. And Ali Liara, the outside pole sitter, now looking. Oh, they wreck! Scott Upton around. Big wreck here in turn number 3. This will bring out our second caution of the day. And this is a race back to the line, I do believe. And the 5 of Dick Clark will lead him back under yellow. Second caution of the day. Let's go see what happened. Just unbelievable. See how they get squeezed there. That's the 8, the 19, the 31. They're all 4 wide with the 5. And just the 8 gets hooked up into the 38. And this just starts this wreck right here. See everybody sliding around, spinning. Guys going low, trying to avoid this. And a group of cars do. Unfortunately, the 51 not so lucky. The 14 might have just gotten a slight piece of it. And Scott Upton's day is going to come to an end here early. Of course, tough break for him. He is one of the playoff drivers. And he is going to have to do some major work at the Roval if he wants to save his season. We'll take you back to the green in just a moment. Dick Clark leads as we're ready to go back racing here. Scott Upton, J.J. Bell will join those cars out of the race. And we make it to the restart zone. The green flag waves. We're racing once again at Talladega. We're only 12 laps in, and we've had so many wrecks. 2 wrecks so far, I should say. These guys are going to stay clean for a little bit, I'm sure. Here we go. They are fanning out. behind, and you see Brian James looking for second. Now again, we haven't talked much about this, but the manufacturer alliances. You see 3 Subarus on that inside lane. You got a Chevy, or you got 2 Chevys on the outside, a Honda on the outside. You got a Chevy pushing the Toyota, and that's the only Toyota really in this top group here of cars. See the 54 go way low, and he'll have to come back up on the surface unless there's an issue, and there might be an issue with the 54. See him pull way down on the apron. An issue for the 54, Cam Arkman. He is another one of those playoff guys, or was. He's also your 500 winner, and now his playoffs put in jeopardy as we go to the Roval next race. See the 3 Subarus, man, they came to play today. So far, we haven't talked much about them since they've entered the series, at least the manufacturer, since they've entered the series. And now we're finally getting a glimpse of what they can do. Here comes the 3, your your most recent race winner in Colin Cropley. He's looking for a second win. Not in the playoffs, just looking to wreak havoc here as the season winds down. Look at that 05, way up on the outside lane, basically in the wall. Not even basically, he is in the wall. And you see there the 54 coming out of the pits. What's this gonna do? Crunches everybody up top. Can they stay clean? Can we stay green? There's the Gainbridge cars there, the 7 and the 26. Of course, if you're wondering how you can tell the difference, the Group 1001 logo is on the hood of the 26, and it's a blue roof for the 26 versus a yellow roof and a blue number, and no Group 1001 logo on the hood of the 7. The teammate of the 7, Ali Liara, is battling for the lead right now. Zach Fitzwater has moved his way up to 3rd as well. And you see Dave James, rather, battling for 4th with that 21. And I believe that's Trevor Collins. '21 looking for 2nd. Here's a lapped car, a lap traffic moment, and it'll be presented by Fitzwater's Angriness. And Ali Liara takes advantage of it perfectly and will gain the race lead. '21 and 65 working together. And of course, that lap car was the 62 Michael Brown, one of your part-time entries into the field. Now the 47 going to get involved in this. Kevin Howard, he gets hit. Oh, there we go. 7's down the low, way to the apron, forced down there. Should not draw a penalty. But you see here, they're all scrambling, trying to get by. And the 26 just stuck back there. Finally, Chad Bedford will be able to get by. And thankfully, there's another pack back there, but how much will that pack be held up? by the 47. Trevor Collins to the race lead with all that madness as we're coming back this time to the halfway mark in the race here at Talladega, the YellaWood 500. The return of the Jello Cup Series if you're watching on the premiere. Again, first race in 2.5 months, guys. First race in 2.5 months. So glad, so happy to be back here doing this once again as we wrap up the Jello Cup Series season. Of course, again, final season of the Jello Cup Series. Dan Hummel now up here battling. We haven't talked much about him. His teammates have been really the ones carrying the Subarus thus far. Now 17 back up here, that's Kyler Anderson. Again, keep in mind, he is one of those 12 in the playoffs. The 21 is not, neither is the 5, or the 5 is too. As we got another lap traffic moment, it's the 31 of Aaron Jeter. See, he's going to move up the track, and then now it's a 2-car battle between Nikolai Sykes and the 21 of Trevor Collins. Nikolai Sykes looking for the lead. Now you see the 17 and others get by. This has got to be irritating if you're a driver of those cars. Nikolai Sykes going to lead the lap. Some of these guys probably are like, is the Roval really that bad? Well, let's see. It's been a wreck fest the last few years. I would qualify it. Of course, the final road course of the season. That'll be coming up soon. Michael Brown once again. They're going to have to split him. All these cars trying to split the 62. And the last of them finally going to get by in this lap traffic moment. The Subaru's going to pull out and try to work together. Top 4 are together right now. Trevor Collins leading this group. 2 Fords, 2 Chevys, and the Chevys are teammates at Spire Motorsports. Though you wouldn't think so, Ali Liara is going for second, not going to get it, but it is going to move the 17 out of line. Up ahead, that 50 of Aubrey Scott. And Nikolai Sykes going to try to take advantage of it. It's not going to work. And 21 is going to get a big lead as now they'll catch the 47 once again of Kevin Howard. You can see someone got into the back of the 47 back there. Probably frustration at this point, telling these guys, get the F out of the way. He's 17, starting to reel him in. And again, Kyler Anderson's got to be thinking big picture here. Again, if Kyler Anderson wins, he puts himself into the playoff picture. And I'll be right back in just a moment. Alright guys, my apologies. Welcome back. Had to take a quick break to answer the door. Fun part here. Kyler Anderson looking for the lead, looking to continue into the round of 8. And he'll get the lead with help from the 7 of Nikolai Sykes. Group behind seems formed with help from the 54 of Cam Arkman. Mind you, he is a lap down thanks to pitting. But he can definitely have a say in this outcome. To go here at Talladega. They're catching another lap car. It's at 62 once again of Michael Brown. Oh, the 21 and the 17 almost come together. And the 17 is going to claim the race lead. And you see this time the second pack has caught up for the most part. And now the only car dead ahead is that number 6 of Bradley Ream, the teammate to Kyler Anderson, and I believe both of them still alive. And they both are still alive here in the playoffs. And we'll see how the 6 races his teammate. He'll let him go. And now if you're the 17, you're like, man, could you please hold him up? And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to back up the 21 to that second pack. I don't know if you consider that great help, but at least it buys Kyler Anderson some time out in front of this pack before the next lapped car. And here they come. So not too much help from the teammate. You see that pack is reformed behind Kyler Anderson. Nikolai Sykes now to the lead. Cam Arkman again. He is a lap down. So if he gets in front of this pack, it does not matter. And now Colin Cropley out in front of the pack. Again, Cropley looking for his second win of the season. Back-to-back wins he would love to get on two of the most difficult forms of tracks nonetheless. But he's got a few playoff drivers behind, or he's got a playoff driver behind him. Here comes the 65, Dave James. With help from the 42 of Pretty Shaw, who is that playoff driver. And she wants to punch her ticket into the round of 8. Cropley wants to prevent any of these guys at all costs. Here goes the 65 with help from the Toyota behind of Cameron Arkman. And you see that inside lane is going to get formed, but now the outside. But again, you can't rule out lap traffic here late for this group of leaders. See, that outside lane is just so much larger than the inside lane, and now they're even. Almost even. Oh, they touch! And Dave James might be showing his disappointment to that lapped car as we got the out of turn 4. 4 to go at the line. And the lap traffic is here once again. Another lap traffic moment. And now Cropley is going to get out in front very quick. Here we go. These guys have an advantage now behind. They've got a big enough lead, or a big enough gap to really close that lead up. They just got to work together. Dick Clark in this pack now with Pretty Shaw. They're both going to try to make a charge to make the next round as we got 3 to go here at Dega. There's no doubt that's what's on the mind of those two playoff contenders. Dick Clark reeling the 3 in. Can he use the momentum? No. The momentum has stalled out for the 5. But now he's going to look inside. With help from the 65 of Dave James for the lead. It's 4 wide. 2 to go. Dick Clark leads at Talladega. But here comes the 54 and the 65 and the 7 of Nikolai Sykes. Now the 77 starting to crawl into the picture. This race isn't over just yet. We're setting up for quite a finish here at Dega. This is a 3-wide battle for the lead. Caution is out. We're going to have overtime. 38 Faith Cole coming to the pits. We had a wreck in turn 1. And this is going to set up overtime here at Talladega. It's going to be a Spire 1-2 as we go racing once again. And that is just what those guys, 7th on back, wanted to see. And let's go see what happened. Looks like the teammates might have caused this one. The 14 you see coming back up track hits the 10 into the 88. And Roberto Crown Jr. just the victim of a Stuart Haas tag team wreck there. And then Dylan Young just ends his teammate's day by flipping him over. Both their days done here at Talladega. Unfortunate for the 2 Hendrick Motorsports drivers. We'll take you to overtime in just a moment. Welcome back. It is overtime presented by Mitchell's Memes, and we are back underway at Talladega. Of course, unlimited attempts at overtime. That caution saved a lot of guys. Thanks to that lap traffic. Now all that lap traffic that you saw getting passed multiple times, they are done for the race. See Kyler Anderson in that outside lane trying to get things going. And I think Kyler Anderson's going to take the lead on the outside. How's about that? But Cropley says otherwise. The winner at the Glen, he will take the lead. As we will come this time to the white flag. It's going to be 1 lap of racing to go, presented by Mitchell's Memes. And Parker Jones Jr. leads that lap. See that bottom lane get clear. 14 trying to push. She wants to win. Parker Jones, one of the go-or-go-homers. Not in this playoff battle. Here comes Cam Arkman. Talk about a comeback for that 54. After being a lap down, he was pretty quick before that. But through the final corners, can the 54 make the move? He will not. Parker Jones Jr. is going to win at Talladega. And how's about that? Congratulations to Parker Jones Jr. He gets that 98 back in victory lane. I believe he's done it already twice this year now. So congratulations to him. And look at that battle. 3rd through 6th. Just remarkable. And you see Pretty Shaw. She'll be the highest finishing playoff driver. We want to thank you for watching. We're going to show you results and your standings. We'll be back for race number 32 at the Roval. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and until the next race, goodbye, everyone.